So I finally saw Belfast, thanks to COVID and other illnesses. It's been a while, but I finally saw it, and let me tell you, it was worth the wait. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel every week, and then movie reviews just like this one here at the weekend. Apologies if my voice sounds a little bit funny. I am just getting over something, so there we go. And I have books in the background again, so we got this lovely like golden hour lighting going on. It's like 5 p.m. as I'm filming this, and we've got some lovely lighting, so it's very exciting. Yes, finally saw Belfast. Definitely worth the wait. It's definitely a film I would go and see again. I don't think I'm going to have chance, as I have done in previous years, to go and see all of the Best Picture nominations as like a special showing at the cinema. But if you are in the UK and you know of anything like that happening, please let me know. This is my first year not being in the US for Oscar season, and so I'm a bit like, oh, I don't know where I can see any of these films. So I was always going to see Belfast anyway, and obviously now it's part of the Oscar nomination films. I need to see that for my Oscars week videos. I really loved this one. I thought it was incredibly clever and poignant and had heart and feeling, and yet at the same time it is a film that didn't try to do too much all at once. So many films, and I mean, I know I go and I watch the big action blockbusters and the big action rom-coms and things like that, and I'm sitting here going, it doesn't try and do too much, but it was wonderful and refreshing to have a film that just, didn't try and cram everything in and just told a story from where it starts in the story to where we leave the story. And I thought it was a really good way of telling it. Obviously, we have shots over Belfast to begin with, and then the film changes from colour back into black and white. And then we have this whole story told through a child's eyes. I think it's absolutely wonderful to have this story through the child's eyes, because there were points where the entire cinema was laughing at the perspective that this child had. There's all this awful stuff happening around him, and he's just like, oh, I got second place in the maths test, and so that means I have to sit even further away from the girl that I like. I thought if I got second place because she got first, we'd be able to sit together and blah blah. And those moments were just needed, and they were just perfectly timed. And as I say, it was quite a busy cinema that I saw this one in on Valentine's Day. Took myself on a little Valentine's Day, and the whole cinema was laughing, and I think that is just really telling of the kind of film it is. The age demographic of the cinema was interesting. I feel like I was possibly the youngest person in there, so that might have just been the time that I was seeing it, because I was off on Valentine's Day, and so I went to see it at a time that I could. I didn't have to wait until after work to go and see it, so that was exciting. But I really loved the kind of like the joy and the feeling that you feel throughout this film, despite the bad things that are happening. So this takes place in Belfast at the start of the Troubles, and we see sort of where like that whole like how it started, how it's going type of thing, and then we do eventually return to present day, but without any sort of comment on where we are now in Belfast. But you get that from the opening pictures, and Jamie Dornan and Katrina Balfe, is it Balfe? I think it's Balfe, at least I know how to pronounce her first name. They are just fantastic together in it. She is so fiery. Her accent is perfection, considering the fact that she isn't Irish. It is just absolute perfection. Judi Dench's accent, on the other hand, it was difficult. You had to listen quite carefully to what she was saying in order to understand what was going on. And I'm just not sure that a Belfast accent she had. Just not sure. But Jamie Dornan and Katrina Balfoy together were just absolutely fantastic. I just bought them as we are watching this story about two real people. This is like watching a documentary of what happened at the time, and the two of them just felt their feelings so hard, and I feel like people going through that at the time would feel their feelings as hard as they did. There are definitely some shockingly violent moments in this film, but they are interspersed between these moments of hilarity at a little boy's thoughts at something so simple, and these moments of like pure joy of a husband and wife dancing together in celebration of something. And it's just, oh, she also has an epic monologue, which always spoiler free here on this channel, so we're not going to say what the monologue was about, but she just has an epic monologue, and I just found her so mesmerizing to watch on the screen. I found the whole thing very, very visually appealing. I think the fact that it was chosen to be shot in black and white in this part, it just really kind of like helped it be about the story. So it's not about like, oh, look at that sign over there and look at this building and this stonework over here. It's in black and white. It's just about this story of this family on this street in Belfast during this time, and it's just beautifully told, and I really liked it. I really recommend it. I think seeing it on the big screen was amazing because you do get completely absorbed in the story, the highs and the lows of the story. I think if I was watching this at home, I wouldn't have sat there completely captivated for the entire length of the film, which is a great length of film, I have to say. Hour and 38 minutes, as it should be. All these films that are always over 2 hours these days. It was nice to have a break and have a normal just over 90-minute length film, I have to say. But yeah, I think that if you are looking for something to pay your cinema going money to go and see this week, obviously it has got some Oscar nominations, but those two actors on the screen were just fabulous. Judi Dench, in my opinion, left a little to be desired, but you know, she's a shoo-in for this kind of role. She did a great job of being this matriarch, but being a matriarch from Belfast, not so sure about that. And then the kids in the film were also fantastic, and the comic timing of some of Buddy's moments were just fantastic as well, but then that is down to good writing and direction as well. So I'm surprised this film wasn't nominated for more categories. I'm glad it got some nominations, and I think that those Oscar nominations are definitely deserved. I will definitely talk a little bit more about that in my Oscars week videos, talking about various categories, but I definitely had to make a standalone video for this one. Should you pay your cinema going money to go and see this one this week? Absolutely, yes, you should. Something else that you should do is make sure that you are subscribed so you do not miss out on my Oscar week content, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on my bookish content in the week. As always, if there is a particular movie you would like me to go to the cinema, review and share my thoughts with you here, then let me know in the comments below. I do have some in the works because I have had a week off school this week to go and watch things in the cinema. Very exciting. Yeah, as always, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I will see you with bookish content in the week and another movie review for you next weekend. So thank you so much for watching.